The Sony A7s III is undoubtedly the best hybrid camera for concert/nightclub photographers and videographers. However, if you don't shoot low light, then I don't think it's the best hybrid camera for you. Alright, what's good guys? Today we're going to be talking about the Sony A7s III and if 12 megapixels is enough for decent photography. And in the background, I'll be showcasing some photos I've taken with it in the past so that you guys can check it out for yourself. With that being said, if you're like me and a majority of your work is going online and or onto social media, then absolutely nobody is going to be able to tell the difference between 12 megapixels and 30 megapixels. Let me preface, when posting to social media. This is obviously due to how social media handles high quality photos and its processing in regards to lowering the resolution of these photos. At the end of the day, it's a full frame Sony camera that's capable of taking 16-bit raw photos and a beast at low light. However, does that mean I would use it as my main photography camera? I feel like the answer to this question is pretty clear. Obviously, you wouldn't want to use it as your main photography camera as it's a video first camera. Video first with a focus on low light videography, photos second. But if you're like me and you're a videographer that takes a couple photo jobs here and there throughout the month just to make rent, then this camera is 100% for you. Especially like I said earlier, if you're shooting concerts, festivals, nightclubs, and so forth, just like I do. You definitely picked up on me saying taking a couple photo jobs here and there. If you feel confident enough in your work, you can definitely make this a photography camera. And here are some graduation photos that I've taken with it. So you don't just see nightlife photos, but also portrait / work throughout the day. And personally, I thought these photos turned out really good. To take these photos, I used a Sony A7s f1.8 and shot pretty much all of these photos right around golden hour. There is one thing I would keep in mind though. Due to the low megapixel count, I wouldn't try cropping into the image too much. However, because of the low megapixel count, it does create a really flattering look on the subject's face. Most cameras with a super high megapixel count are obviously getting a lot of detail in the face, most of the time bringing out blemishes and unwanted things in the model or the subject's face, which can be unflattering, and then you'll have to go and fix it in Photoshop, bringing in more work later. Dope. So now that I've been able to showcase work that I've done at night and work that I've done throughout the day, now we can talk about some other benefits that this camera has as a photography camera. The autofocus, the ergonomics, and how fast it's able to take photos. Honestly, coming from the Sony A7s II, this thing has crazy autofocus like nuts. Definitely up to par, if not better, than Canon's dual pixel autofocus on their higher end models. Even with third-party lenses, which I primarily use, like my Sigma lenses. You're also able to take 10 photos per second with continuous autofocus, and then even faster, 20 photos per second with silent electronic shutter. So if you're a wedding videographer, you need a dope thumbnail for your video, this will definitely work. Speaking of weddings, this camera is so incredibly versatile. I've been able to shoot graduation photos, nightlife photos with this, wedding photos, wedding videography, concert and nightlife videos. I mean, obviously there's better tools for each individual scenario. But for me, honestly, this camera does not miss. It's like the absolute perfect hybrid camera for me. I can proudly say that whenever I come back home, I throw the SD card into my laptop, I'm always so impressed and excited to check out the footage that this thing produced. Even after having this camera for a year, I still get hyped looking at this footage. Alright, to sum things up here, if you shoot 80% video work with a focus on low light video work, and the other 20% of the time you're doing photo work that's mostly just going on social platforms or online for different artists, talents, nightclubs, concerts, festivals, I can confidently say that you're in the same shoes as me, and I 100% recommend the Sony A7s III. Without a doubt. Alright, wrapping up the video here, hopefully I cleared up your concerns about taking photos with the Sony A7s III. And if you did decide that this camera is for you after watching this video, I have a bunch of links in the description for the lenses that I use, the gear that I use that you can check out. They are affiliate links, so if you do buy something from there, I do get a small portion, small percentage of that money. Of course, with no added cost to the item of your choice. And with that being said, let me know what you guys think about the Sony A7s III now 2 years later after its release. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, Sunday, 12 a.m. AST. Peace.